Hey, greetings, everybody. Uh, my name is Rob Hotep. For those of you that don't know, you're tuned into the YouTube channel 13signastrology.com. On this episode, just doing a special episode today. Today is Mother's Day here in the West. Not sure if you guys over in London and places like that celebrate Mother's Day. I'm sure you do because Western culture has found a way to kind of, guess you could say, infiltrate itself or integrate itself into many different cultures. But it is Mother's Day today, so I definitely want to start off by saying Happy Mother's Day to my mother, to my grandmother, to all the mothers out there, my sister. She may be watching these videos. Want to say Happy Mother's Day to her. Right now, I'm in a situation where I'm on a mission, for you guys to watch my videos, so I'm not able to be around the mothers this time around, but you can still watch me through the videos and things like that. So that's all that matters. It's not gonna be a long video. I'm gonna drop a little bit of information because I got to do that. Just conscious cat walking around here that knows a lot. And some people may say the information is far out. Others, they resonate with the information. But at the end of the day, it's a place for this type of information because you always have to have someone in our society that kind of reminds us of things. And that's where this information comes in at. You may not agree with all of it, you may agree with some of it, but at the end of the day, we need that reminder, someone that just reminds us of how things used to be, how things are, and how things can be in the future. So, that's pretty much what I do. But I just want to kind of first talk about like people that, there's a lot of people out here that aren't really close to their mothers, and some people have mothers, and they mad at them and pissed off at them. It's like if you got a mother, you should be thankful. Don't wait till today either though to call them up. And you wait till Mother's Day. We got these yearly rituals, and you wait till then to call them up or whatever. Like, man, be thankful for your mother. Like, you're everybody's mother, and I care what type of family you come from. Your mother is a queen. And if it wasn't for your mother, you definitely couldn't be here. This is the portal that brought you here, literally. And another thing I want to say too, and I want to point this out too, is that this is what I don't agree with when it comes to Western culture, is like how we separate the mother and the father. And we got these days, Mother's Day and Father's Day. It takes two to bring a child into this world, and we should celebrate these days all together. Like, why does it got to be a separate day for Mother's Day and then a separate day for Father's Day? And it's like separate, and it's like, to me, separating the families in and of itself. If you look at it like that, like, your father is just as important in the grand scheme of things as your mother. You shouldn't have to put your mother over your father or your father over your mother. You should be able to celebrate these days together. And even if your parents aren't together, you should have the opportunity to be able to celebrate the whole family day, period. Like, we should have a culture to where even if the family isn't together, we can still get along and celebrate together. Because if you got children, say for instance, if you're a father, and I want to say Happy Mother's Day too to all the young mothers out there that have children. Happy Mother's Day to you. As some of you guys know, um, I'm connected with a lot of women that have children, and I definitely want to say Happy Mother's Day to all of them. And I want to say this, like, if you're a father and you're not with the mother or whatever, you don't have to, like, you can still celebrate Mother's Day or whatever, or Family Day is what I would call it, with this particular mother. You don't have to be in a relationship to, like, celebrate together. This is something that I think a lot of quote unquote black people, what you call them, people of melanin dominance, need to hear. Because a lot of people with melanin dominance, we don't tend to, and then white people do it too, so I'm not leaving you guys out, but it's like we tend to, once a breakup or a separation happens, it's like, fuck you, and I'm about to move on, and I don't want to have anything to do with you. And Mother's Day comes, probably you don't get no calls, nobody says anything. It's just like everybody in this culture just holds on to so much. There's so much division and separation. It starts with the sexes. And it's just ridiculous, man. It really is. To have, such a vast amount of people here in this nation and this nation is named after actually a feminine deity, believe it or not, America, Amir Erica is what it really is. But this nation is named after a female entity, and then we gotta wait till one day to have a Mother's Day or whatever. It's just ridiculous. But I just want to say, like if you definitely are a person that's disconnected with your mother or disconnected, with the family, like reach out to your mother, man. Like reach out to your grandmother. Like don't hold on to this stuff. Like call and say hello, happy Mother's Day. I got some people. I got to make some calls myself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making this video, and I know a lot of my family. Luckily, they watch me, on my videos, so that's good too. So happy Mother's Day to my aunts. All my aunts out there, just anybody that I may have forgot, like happy Mother's Day to you all. This goes, this is nothing but love coming from my heart. So, and at any given time, you can shoot me an email, or those people that may have my number, hit me up. If you got something to say to me, like I'm an open person. You can just say whatever you want to say to me about, like, you may not agree with some of the stuff that I talk about or whatever. Like, you can just shoot me an email and we can chop it up and maybe we can iron it out and be like, okay, when I was talking about this, like, this is what I meant. Or when I said that, that's what I meant. Because I've went through so many changes being a public person here on YouTube. People have seen so many different sides of me. So that's why I'm saying this or whatever. Like, I mean, people have seen me fired up, mad, cussing people out. You done seen me like in my little hip hop mode. You done seen me when I'm more in my teacher metaphysical mode, where I'm trying to break down truths that are very challenging and hard to break down. And so people have seen me on different modes and perspectives. But if you ever just want to chop it up about whatever I talk about, just feel free to shoot me an email. Like I will definitely do my best to get with you. We can talk about this thing and iron it out or whatever. So now what I want to say on the teaching piece is that your connection and relationship with your mother is actually located in the fourth house of your natal chart, for those of you that do have a natal chart. And you can get an idea about the connection and relationship that you may have with your mother by analyzing that. Now you can have, say for instance, you can have Pluto in the fourth house, you can have Mars in the fourth house, you can have different planets in the fourth house, and that's going to kind of depict how your relationship is with her. Like say for instance, if you got Mars in the fourth house, you may have a strong mother. You may have a mother that's like a father and a mother. She may be kind of controlling. I know people are like, what mother ain't controlling? But believe it or not, there's some women that are more free spirits and they're not as controlling as others. And there's some women that are like, you could be 60, 70 years old. Your mama still look at you like you her baby boy. And she like, did you go to work today? Would you eat? What type of woman you dating? I don't agree with her. Like you got those overbearing type of mothers or whatever. Some people may say that's overbearing, but it may look as though it's overbearing to some of us. But that's just looking at, if you have Mars in the fourth house. If you have Pluto, say for instance, in your fourth house, this is a mother that may have a lot of secrets. They could be sexual. You may have secrets like about you don't know who your father is type of thing, because the fourth house ties not just into the mother, but into the family. Because you got to remember, the mother is the matriarch of the whole family. So the fourth house is not only just the mother, it talks about the family. It can talk a little bit about the father, but to get deep information about the father, you want to look into the 10th house. So if you got like Pluto in the fourth house, you could have a mother that has some different secrets, that you may not know of. And we can't judge our mothers, but at the end of the day, that's just the type of mother you have. You may have, say for instance, Venus in the fourth house. You may have a beautiful mother. Mother's sexy, you grown as hell, and walking down the street with your mother, and they think that that's your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. So you got different mothers out there. You may have a spiritual mother. You may have Neptune in the fourth house. Your mother may be very spiritual, and knows all about metaphysics and trying to get you onto it, but you just might not be onto it. So that's what's going to kind of determine the relationship that you have with your mother. We all have different relationships with the mother figure. So I kind of wanted to point that out, and just to kind of point out, like in ancient Kemet, we would call this Tamaray Day. And that's why I'm going to name this video Tama-Re. And I'm naming this Tama-Re because of the fact that we have different relationships with our mother, but not only that, in this culture we separate the mother, the father, and the child. It's like a separation. You got Christmas, that's more so for the children. You got Father's Day, that's for the father. And then you got Mother's Day, and all these days fall on different days or whatever. But see, in what some of you call Kemet or Egypt or Tama-Re, it was all together. It was all together, and that was the name of Egypt itself. It was called Tama-Re because Tama-Re represented man, woman, and child. Ta was the earth. This is represented by a male deity. Ta was a male deity. This is representing how the man goes out and works the earth and cultivates the earth and builds structures that are magnificent. And you see these Olmecs, these statues of these Olmecs with big heads, and they look like males or whatever, and they're strong and robust because this represents the strength of the male. I know in the 5% Nation they teach that the earth is the female. But I mean, you could say the earth is the female, but the reason why in Egypt they represent the earth as a male deity is because the male cultivates the earth. The male is what basically brings it all together and makes it look magnificent and makes it look and builds it. Does the hard work aspect. That's always been a male trait or whatever. And then the Ma aspect, like you would call your mother Ma. Like, in some cultures they say Majere. They call the father Padre, but everybody for the most part calls their mother Ma. They don't care what culture you in, the mother is like Ma, and Ma represents the water. So the female represents the water, the male represents the earth. Remember, the earth is 7. Remember, this planet, it was really originally called Moya, or Ma. This represents water because we live on a water planet. We call it Earth, like the master teacher taught us, but at the end of the day, this is really a water planet. This planet is 75 to 90% actually water. And we calling it planet Earth running around here. So that's where things are backwards at, like the 5%ers, you're like, well, my old Earth, the Earth's. And, you looking at the Earth as a woman, as a female, and that's the smaller portion of this planet when you really, she's the water. She's the greater portion of this planet. Because this was a female ruled planet at one point. When I say that males, because people they have trouble with my teachings because I teach that men were here first. I teach that women were here first. And the male came after, and a lot of people hate that. Especially a lot of males, but I'm not saying that the species of male was last all over the universe, but we speaking of here. Women came to this planet first. When the males came here, it was already females here. They originated with this species of this planet. They originated here, like they were a part of the actual. When you talk about nature, you're talking about the female first, because men are not natural to this planet. Just like there's some women that are not natural to this planet because of the different experiments that took place on women nowadays as far as the modern woman. But you have what's called the modern woman, like the original woman, like the mermaids. And even going into like the Amazon women, these were the original women, the amazing women. You call them Amazon women. These were the amazing women. And these were the original women of this particular planet. And that's what people fail to realize or whatever. And this planet, like I said, is 90% water. And eventually over time, the waters were pushed back and we found the earth. And this represents, the man had a lot to do with that. That's why Ta represents the earth. Because the man was really significant in finding the earth and moving the waters and shifting the waters in such a way to where the earth became revealed. Most of the earth that you see was covered by water at some point. You see, even in the Bible it teaches you this because it says in the beginning water covered the planet. It says this right in the Bible. It didn't say anything about the earth. It said in the beginning this planet was covered in water. And it was women living in those waters. Mermaids, and what you would call reptilian type females. Hermaphrodites, females that may have had male parts. Different types of females. Different types of females lived in the water. And when the men came from on high in spaceships, they moved back to waters. They call it God. They say God, darkness was upon the face of the deep, and then God came and said, let there be light. And when there was light, he saw that it was covered in water, and he moved the waters back, and this transformation took millions of years, and this reconstruction actually is what it was, took millions of years to happen. So that's interesting to point out or whatever, so we never separated man, woman, and child. And then you have Ray, Tama-Re. So what is Ray? Ray represents the child, the firstborn son or daughter, if you want to look at it like that. But this really represents the firstborn son. When you read about Ra, Ra is not the oldest deity the way people think it is. Ra means the head deity, but Ra represents a point in the experiments when man and woman were actually able to lay down and have a child, because that was not always so. See, at some point there's different modifications that humans went through. According to the teachings, we went through 24 different modifications before we got to this point of human beings or human beasts that we are now. And in some of these experiments and these modifications, we were made in laboratories, things of that nature. There's some parts of the ritual where we reproduced mentally. Like women here on this planet, they were able to reproduce with other women mentally. You call this Tantra. And this is what women did or whatever at one point in our evolution. They didn't have to touch anything. See, women are magical. You see, men are magical too, but in a different way. But women are magical when it comes to this earth realm. You call them witches. That's what you call women that are magical. But at the end of the day, all women have an inner witch. I don't care what woman it is. I mean, she may not be in tune with it because religion has caused her to disconnect from that. And that's due to men, because men are scared of that. They don't want women to tune into their higher powers, a lot of men, because they haven't been in tune with their higher powers. Like all men have an inner warlock or inner wizard. But all women are magical when it comes to dominating this earth element. You see, men dominate the air aspect of the earth, but women, they dominate the water aspect of the earth, and even going into the earth aspect too as well. Women have mastery over that because they were here longer. They have a connection with it. So I just wanted to point that out. Like, this is Tamaray Day. This is a day for you to connect, families to connect. Like, let's bring it to that. Like, why does it have to be separate? I know, like, these conscious cats, man, they always trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they always got, like, you know what I'm saying, got some measure or something negative to say about our days. Like Christmas is always some negative aspect to it. It's because in our culture everything is so separate and things are so, the knowledge has been so forgotten and forsaken that you need somebody to point these things out. See, in ancient Tama-Re, we would never celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, and all this stuff separate. I mean, it would all just be one day, man. That's all I'm pointing out. So, you children, like, everybody have a good day. I'm not going to make this video long because I do got some other things to do myself. And happy Mother's Day still. I mean, we still honor it. I mean, I still honor it. Don't get me wrong. It's a good reminder. It's not like I'm saying don't celebrate it. I'm just saying let's elevate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to not celebrate it. Just elevate the day and make this a family day, So I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. Hopefully you guys learned something. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. I'm going to be making my calls and things of that nature. Love you all the queens out there, all the mothers. And you really are more than queens. I want to point that out too. Like, all women, like, you are, I got to point this out. Like, you are a matriarch. This is what you really are. And all women, even if you don't have children, it's a lot of things I need to say. But even if you don't have children, you're still a mother, because you are naturally a creator. You see, when you talk about the creator and creative fate and creative energy, this is a female trait. You are naturally that. You're naturally a producer. You're always trying to make something. You see, so you are that. You are, some women, they get mad when you call them a mistress. You are a natural mistress. A mistress means a manager. You are the manager of your household. You see, in chess, the queen has more moves than the king. Everybody always talking about the king this, the king that, and all this, but you lose the queen, you pretty much done lost the game. Even though the game is centered around the king, because of course if the king dies, it's over. And some good chess players can win without the queen, but you got to ask yourself, why was the queen given? Why did the ancients? Because the Moors, they say some of the ancient Moors and ancient Indians actually were the ones that created the game of chess. But why did they create the queen with so many moves? You see, and then the king only got one move, can move one step at a time, and usually the queen has to sit there around the king and protect the king. Why is that? This is because here on this planet, you handicapped. See, chess represents the earth structure. And by the woman being here longer, she has more moves than you. Period. You handicapped without a woman. Carrie, you can talk all this stuff all you want about, like how you don't need no woman and you can do this and do that. You can't even feed your child without the mother. Man, can't even feed the child. You ain't got no breast, ain't no milk coming out of your breast. The child ain't really looking to you for nothing, man. Like, child looking to the mama. She's looking for, mama represents the breast too. So it's just stuff to think about or whatever. She has way more moves than you. She could do the stuff you do. See, in West Africa, I used to watch these women in West Africa. They'd be doing all the heavy lifting and all the heavy moving shit and all of that and the pyramid type build. So I know I went on this spill about how men are the constructors and all that of the earth, but don't get it twisted. Women can do all of that too. Women can do, the thing about a woman is she can do everything that a man can do and more here on this planet because you're a handicap here. However, the woman, her nature is what makes her different, is that she's inclined to you. A woman, when she loves you, when you got a woman that really naturally loves you, for real, she's all about you, like, all about you. A lot of men don't realize that. Do anything for you. You know what I'm saying? So the man is important or whatever because the woman created you. This is why she loves you. You're her creation. She helped to bring you here to this plane with other extraterrestrial males, with higher males. She took part in an experiment to help to bring this man or this male evolent being here to this planet. This is how you got here. So she created your penis to make it fit like that and make her feel a certain kind of way. Just like I was talking to my significant other, my female. She was telling me how the vagina has more sensory glands and more nerve endings inside of it than the penis does. And the woman gets more out of sex than you do. You see, when you even get into the sexual aspect of a female. So this is her realm, man. The physical body, because when you talk about the physical human body, Earth represents the physical body. This is her realm. It's all about her. Your penis, all of that. It's all about to make her feel good. So I understand that, and I understand my role as a male. Now, there are powers that you have as a male, but most of them are out of this world. This is why when you start building on like deep information, deep mental mind information, like women don't really, like women just naturally intuitively know things, but men, we read books and things of that nature, and we get deep and we start building on deep information. You notice your female, like she might get tired and don't really want to talk about it and get sleepy or whatever, because you're a mental being. You rule the mental realm. That's another realm. She rules the earthly realm. And there's aspects of the earthly realm that are spiritual, just like there's aspects of the mental realm that are spiritual. And I'm not saying that women are intelligent. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm saying that women intuitively just know things, period, whereas men discover things based upon building off that mental realm. So, yeah, it can get deep, man, like understanding the male and female, like in our relationship and our connection here on this realm. I mean, I could teach on that for hours. I know there's a lot that was said, and hopefully I'll get time to do some other videos and really build on that stuff and make it make more sense, because I know some of you may have questions, but yeah, man, the woman was here first, man. There was darkness before there was light. Her womb represents darkness, the mysteries. Her womb is a portal into the inner realm, into the inner chambers of earth. And then your phallus is exposed. Your parts, just like this is what the master teacher taught us. Your phallus and your parts and your balls and all this shit, this is exposed. And you see it outwardly. You can't even see into her womb unless you got special equipment to see into that thing there. So you got to understand a woman. You can spend hours just understanding a woman. Women don't even understand themselves because of the way the matrix is set up. And this is why like men are important, because we're mental. We discover things. So you could teach a woman things about herself. Like, so I'm not saying that a man is not important, because women don't even know some of these things. They, like I said, they're intuitive. They know what they know. The stuff that they don't know, they don't really necessarily go out looking for it. It just comes to them. Men go out looking for stuff. We're adventurous. So that's what your role is as a male, like, just to make it all the way clear. You are to teach. You are a teacher. You are a speaker. You see? You are a ruler. You're here to rule. You're here to organize and mobilize and bring structure to the whole realm. So I hope you guys learned something in this video. I could go on and on. You guys know I made it too long as already. But happy Mother's Day to y'all, the mothers out there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. Till we meet again, I'll say peace, love, and light. Namaste, of course.